And our fourth main topic today gets submitted to us by Calum Foutes, who writes, "Hi, John and Erin. A first teaser sizzle, if that's what we call it, of the currently in production Flash movie just came out online. There's no live footage in it, but it has a lot of the production art. And man, you were right when you said Batman was going to be in more of it than we thought." Well, I didn't say that. Somebody told me that. Let's just be clear. Because he was in almost every single image. Have you had a chance to see it? And what did you think? Thanks. All right. Thanks a lot for sending that in, man. Now, look, a little bit of background on this. So the Flash movie has been kind of a running joke for the last 5 years, or almost 5 years. This is something that was supposed to originally have been out and in theaters years ago. It went through like 4 different sets of directors, several different sets of writers, a lot of behind the scenes drama and conflict and things coming and going, but they finally got it up and running. They got a terrific director involved here with Andy Muschietti, so that really is working in its favor. They announced that Michael Keaton was coming in. Now, for a long time, I said that although I had no insider information, I just said, as a fan, I speculate that I don't think Michael Keaton's going to be in much of this movie at all. I think he's going to be like a couple of quick little cameos, maybe even just one quick cameo. It'll make a big impact on the movie, but obviously he's not going to be in it a lot. He's not going to be in it much. I said that for a good year, that I really believed he was going to be in a very, very small amount of the movie. Well, then a couple of weeks ago, you guys who watch the show regularly remember that after saying that on the show one day, I had somebody connected with the production of this movie get a hold of me. And if you guys remember the quote, they said, "Actually, John, you're wrong. He's in a lot of this film." And the quote that he gave me was, what was it again? "He's in it as much as Sean Connery was in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade." And of course, Sean Connery was in a lot of that movie, like a lot of that movie. And so that's kind of the background and the context. So now this video comes out that purportedly, I don't know what the truth of it is, but they purport that this video that came out, this little video click came out that is supposed to be a working copy of a sizzle they want to show at the next DC fandom. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. But within this little sizzle reel, it's just a bunch of concept art and production art that they showed. And in showing this production art, it really does drive home what that producer told me when she said he's in as much of this thing as Sean Connery was in The Last Crusade. Because Batman is almost in every single shot of the thing they showed. So this is one of the pieces of art. I think this is one piece of concept art we might have seen before. Maybe I'm wrong. But I believe this is from a piece of concept art, this one that we have seen before. But again, this was one of the pieces that they showed. It's got Batman in it. Then another one that they showed was Batman driving the Batmobile very clearly with Michael Keaton's symbol. Obviously, they drew him as Michael Keaton. And what you don't see in this image is in the back seat, Ezra Miller's in the back seat with a secret character that they have this yellow spoiler alert sign in front of their face. So in the back seat of the Batmobile is Ezra Miller with a secret spoiler character. So it's in that. But then it goes on, like another production image comes up in some kind of, I don't know if this is a cell in the Batcave or something, but back there in the corner you see Batman's in this one again, with, again, another character with the spoiler alert image over their face. So that's something for us to keep in mind as well. It wasn't just Batman. We also got some of the production art of the new Supergirl that's going to be in it as well. By the way, I know there was some discussion about the costume. I like the costume on the new Supergirl, personally. Very consistent with the Henry Cavill costume. I like it a lot. I think she's going to look great in this thing. So, yeah, going back that discussion that we had a couple weeks ago when I got set straight that, nope, John, listen to me. She said, Michael Keaton's going to be in a lot of this movie, at least as much as Sean Connery was in Last Crusade, which stunned me. I'm not going to lie. It stunned me. I have not expected him to be in much, but now these images come out and it seems to confirm to me that that statement was correct. Batman's in a lot of this movie. Anyway, Erin, you had a chance to see, a bunch of these images as well. We've heard and talked about and followed the drama about, is Michael Keaton going to be in it or not? Obviously he is. They're shooting this movie right now. What did you think about the images, and how much Michael Keaton do you expect that we're going to see in this thing as his old time Batman?
I'm trying to figure out how much I can actually say.
Uh-oh.
I'm surprised that you and I didn't talk about this off camera. One of my really good friends is very highly involved in the film. And so I've known for like a year that Michael Keaton was going to be in the movie. And like, I feel like we should have talked about this, but I also have like serious memory issues though. So I don't know. Yeah, he not only is he in the movie, and in the movie a considerable amount, there's some really, there's a lot of people in this movie that.
Oh God, how have you and I not had this conversation? What?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Erin, you get information. Who else do you know that you should have this conversation with other than Tom? Who else wants to hear this stuff more than me? I mean, other than Tom, of course.
I know, but I don't know. It's sort of one of those things where people tell me things and I'm like, oh, that's really cool. I bet John would love to hear about that. And then I'm like, la, 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 oh, look, a bird. And I just get distracted. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's one of the reasons why people, I think, trust me with things, is because I kind of forget about them as soon as they tell me. They're like, don't tell anybody. And then I immediately, it farts out of my brain. And I'm like, okay, cool. That was easy. And then a year later, I'm like, oh, yeah. So, I'm really excited about this. I'm such a Michael Keaton fan. In fact, I do have a little Michael Keaton story, if I can. It was the day of the Oscars when he was nominated for Birdman. And I was on my way to our annual Oscar party. We have this very small group of like 3 of us that have been watching the Oscars together every year for like 15 years. And I stopped by Bristol to pick up a few snacks for the party. And as I'm in Bristol Farms, there's a limo parked outside, or like not a limo, but like a black town car. And Michael Keaton is in the line at Bristol Farms, like right in front of me. And I'm thinking, dude, aren't you supposed to be on the red carpet in 5 minutes? I was just like, what, Michael Keaton, what are you doing? Go to the Oscars. Why are you hanging out at Bristol Farms on the day of the Oscars? It was so random. And so like, I didn't want to just go up to him and be like, oh my God, Batman, I love you. So I just sort of tried to be chill. And then the second that he kind of randomly turned and we made eye contact, I just went, I hope you win. And then I looked back down again. Like, I don't want to freak you out, but I really hope you win. And he just smiled and goes, thanks. And then he was, and I was just like, okay, bye, Michael Keaton. Have fun at the Oscars. But it's just like, who does that? It's like Hilary Swank going to Astro Burger and, eating a burger after her Academy Award win. But at least she waited until after. Like, what was so important that you had to go to Bristol Farms right before you go to the red carpet of the Oscars? So random, but that's what it's like when you live in Los Angeles, guys. But yes, I'm very excited. Back to the actual topic we're talking about. I'm very excited about this movie. Clearly I need to get better at sharing my spoilers with you a year in advance. Not only is Michael Keaton going to be in this movie, from what I know, a considerable amount, but also we're going to have some other fun surprises coming along. That's all I'll say.
See, right now, everybody wants me so badly to press you on this, but I am not, because I don't want you to get in any trouble. But anyway, guys, the question is for you. We heard it a couple weeks ago that this movie was going to have a lot of Michael Keaton. The images that are coming out now seem to support that, because almost every single one of them had Batman in it. Question is for you guys. What do you think about that? How much do you think we're going to see Michael Keaton in this movie? Jump on down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.